Ladies and gentlemen, Lance Bass. What up, buddy?
Well, hello, everyone.
Hi.
His husband, Michael, with him as well. How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Of course.
I'm going to ask this question right away because I had this daydream in the car.
Oh, you're dreaming about me again?
I was. It happened again. It happened again. I wondered who would win in a full-on street fight, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
You know, we've been asked this many times in our career.
How weird that you've been asked that many times in your career, right?
Yeah. And I was like, if it was 98 degrees, we'd definitely get our asses kicked. But
what are you talking about? You guys can take 98.
Big old
no, they were
players.
buff. They were buff, especially that whole fireman thing they were doing for a while.
Yeah.
But none of the guys were taller than 5'4".
Well, but they had the muscles. But there were only 4 of them, so you know,
you got one extra.
Yeah, I could just jump on top of one of them. But with Backstreet, I mean, that's a good question. We are, as a group, a little taller. So maybe that
Kevin
gives us a little
Richardson's
more.
pretty tall, dude.
Yeah, but the only one. I mean, we're kind of, average height.
Okay.
So I think we would have a little edge on him. What do you think, Turkey?
Oh, I agree.
Okay.
You think? Yeah, but this is your husband. You're going to agree, of course.
Well, he's going to jump in, too,
because,
obviously.
I'm gonna say it like Brian, Howie, and AJ are little men with big hearts.
That was Turkey Turchin, not Lance Bass.
I know, and AJ always when we see him is like, I'm 5'10", right? I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10".
I know. He's
And
always comparing our heights.
and we're 5'10", and he is
Yeah.
like a good mile shorter than us.
Right. That, I'm very close to 5'10".
Oh, yeah, you are.
Very close. Yeah. It's funny, like, what do you lie about more on your driver's license, your height or your weight?
Definitely height, because when I was...
You think so?
Yeah. When I got my license at 15, I said 5'11", and I thought I was 5'11", but I'm definitely not now.
No, you're not.
So I don't know. So you always want to be taller in high
Yeah,
school.
but like sneakers and stuff, they give you like a good inch nowadays in your tennis shoes.
Not back then.
Yeah.
Now I do. Look at these right here. Now that gives me a good 2 inches.
Those are
Oh,
platforms
that's nice.
now.
Yeah.
No, I know how to do it these days.
He's wearing a stiletto. Basically.
I guess if I look at mine, I think I lied. My weight on there, I think it still says 185.
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't been 185 since 85.
Right.
So it's really off. And the height probably says 6 feet too. Because if you feel like you're close enough, you start to like Frosted Tips. Put your hair up a little bit.
Yeah.
You grab that height with the hair as well.
Exactly. That's, again, AJ always says, well, your hair's higher than mine.
I have to be honest, I think new kids could take both of you.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
they were
agree.
tough. They were tough.
They're hanging tough.
Right. That whole Boston vibe.
Exactly. Just the accent alone.
Right.
would
You'd be
beat our ass.
scared.
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna park your car right here? Get the f out of here.
And that John Knight, man, he can punch. I've seen him.
Have you, yeah?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
He throws down.
So let's talk about the podcast. Why'd you start it? What's going on with it?
I've had a radio show for so many years in different places, and this just iHeart came to me and said, "Hey, would you like to bring your podcast over here?" And I jumped at the chance because I had this idea that originally started with Nick Carter and myself. With the Frosted Tips, I'm like, let's do a show together because we're known for our Frosted Tips. How funny would that be? And we would give unsolicited, life advice to the fans out there. Well, that changed a little bit because Nick's a little busy on tour. So I pulled in my husband here, and we still named it Frosted Tips. And so, it's kind of it's a fun show to look back at the 90s, 2000s with all your favorite teen idols. So we bring in right now all your favorite iconic boy band members, which has been so much fun, and the fans are hearing stories they've never heard before. But then we're going to be sprinkling with other teen idols too that are known for their Frosted Tips, like Mark Paul Gosselaar, or who else has the Frosted Tips? Hilary Duff. Just anyone that's known for
from
those
that era,
Frosted Tips.
But I mean, I look back at all those days, and I look back to the boy bands, and I was there. I was playing your songs.
Oh yes,
No
You
strings
had the front row
attached.
seat.
Right. I was right there. You're right. Front row seat for all of that. From you, the Moffats, EYC. I mean, O-Town. I mean, I can
There's
name
so
them all.
many.
Right. There
were
really
some
were.
I even forgot about, like Kevin McHale is going to be on our show today, and I forgot he was in a boy band. And
What boy band was he?
He was?
Yeah, it was NK.
No,
it was like 3 letters.
LFO?
Yeah.
No.
It was, and I'm totally blank.
Yeah, it was like 2008.
Okay.
When
Well, there's a lot of people trying to do like boy bands still, and so there was obviously NSYNC, there was Backstreet Boys,
NLT.
NLT.
I
Yes,
Googled it.
very
What is
good.
it?
NLT.
NLT.
I didn't even know that one.
Yeah.
So
I
then,
had
of
to
course,
learn, too.
New Kids, the first kind of original boy band, I would say in certain respects.
Well, see, boy band, the term is kind of.
Oh, you want to
evolved.
argue that with me? Let's
I
take a
will.
break. What are you reading? What are you reading?
I just said NSYNC got winded within 30 seconds when they went on the VMAs with Justin.
So that would mean that NSYNC would lose in a street fight versus Backstreet Boys.
So funny.
Were you guys winded?
No, I'm telling you, I was in the best shape of my life. I swear.
That was just Joey.
Like, Joey.
Oh, God.
Now, Joey can run a freaking marathon. I don't
Right.
understand how he does that.
Right, but that's at a slower pace.
Yeah,
The cardio, the dance that you do,
Yeah.
you know, we didn't check Joey's marathon time. It might have been 6 hours. Who knows? You know what I mean?
But I was excited to the VMAs because I swear I'm so much better after NSYNC than
Right.
with NSYNC. Like my dancing got better and I had way more fun at the VMAs.
Take people back for a second. We go back in time because some people listen. Like John wasn't there for the NSYNC BSB type stuff.
He wasn't born yet.
Possibly.
Yeah.
The tail end of it.
The tail end of it, right?
In my youth, I was obsessed with frosted tips. I tried to do it one time, and they came out copper.
Oh,
And,
Well, you've got jet black hair. That's
know,
going to be
and I
striking.
didn't know that it
It
was
was 2 rounds of it. 2 rounds of it. You
That's
gotta
what I've
get that
heard.
across.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One day I'll retry.
Give people the 30-second Lance Bass recap how you came to NSYNC, your journey to that boy band.
Yeah, you know, we all put ourselves together. 2 of the guys were working at Universal Studios in Orlando. 2 were on the Mickey Mouse Club. And then I knew Justin through a vocal coach because I'm from Mississippi, he's from Tennessee. And yeah, they all just kind of wanted to create a group. And they called me and said, hey, would you like to be our bass singer? I'm like,
Right.
sure, I'll quit high school and move to Orlando and join this group of guys I don't really know. And that's how it all started.
When did you, this is so fascinating. I don't know if we've had this conversation because when you've come in before, you know, years ago when you came with the group, it was all about, hey, the song and the radio stuff.
Right.
We're just all acting goofy and stuff. But kind of a deeper introspective thought process here. What was that leap of faith like for you? Were you nervous? Were you afraid?
I guess I was just ignorant because
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, sure, let's do this. My parents were probably freaking out. You know,
Yeah.
I knew my mom didn't want me to do it, but once we all sang together, it was kind of just this magic that happened. We're like, oh crap, like this is good. We're going to get
Yeah.
hired by Disney. We're going to be a local a cappella Disney act. This is great.
What was the first moment where you guys realized that you had something, where you heard the screaming, adoring fans, where you saw the reaction that said like, okay, we're going to play songs, we're going to make songs, we're going to be on the radio, this is going to work?
Yeah. I think it wasn't until we went to Germany, because we're actually a German band. We're signed to Munich. So we spent 2 years there before we came to America. And by the time we landed in Germany, we were on the
Yeah.
covers of all these magazines. And now we heard this term boy band for the first time.
Okay.
And we realized there was like 500 of these groups. And like, what are we getting into, this land
Right.
of boy band? But they loved Americans so much that us and Backstreet Boys just really blew up huge in Germany. So we were touring, having #1 albums. And
Yeah.
then we come back to America and it was crickets. I'm like, what?
So when did it click in America?
Probably 1998
Okay.
when we re-released that first album
Yeah.
in America. I Want You Back came out and did okay, but I think it was when Tearing on My Heart
Yeah.
came out that it really started blowing up, because that's when we did a Disney Channel special.
Yep.
And that they played that every day for months, and we just saw it just explode after that special came out.
So there was, I wouldn't say a contentious relationship, but there was a rivalry between you and the Backstreet
Of
Boys
course.
throughout all those early days and probably until recent years when things have died down and you guys are
Well,
all
no, we
friends
still
now.
have boy band wars going on.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Still fighting with these
but now
guys.
it's just fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So that rivalry is there, though, and Backstreet kind of, they hit first, right? BSB?
They did. They came out right before us. Yeah.
Okay, so they hit first, then there's you guys. What was that rivalry like?
I loved it because it kept us on our toes. You know,
Yeah.
we were after them, so we were always trying to catch up, right?
Yeah.
It's just like we were always the underdog, and we liked that because it just made us get better and better at our craft. So, you know, it's like any sport. You know, you
Yeah.
have your team, and then
Sure.
you have your rivals, and it just makes you better and better. And I think it's fun. I think it's fun for the fans to have,
Yeah.
be behind a certain group. And now the fans see that we're all really, good
You're friends, you interact
but
together,
we
stuff
still
like that, right?
we give it to each other. You know, it's
Right.
like now we just make fun of each other and have a really good time.
That's what I love seeing being a fan, because I remember the exact Target I went to buy
Yeah.
your guys' album, that
Oh.
first, the NSYNC album that first came out.
Uh-huh.
And so now seeing all you guys as friends and helping each other out with everything, with the Aaron Carter special that you
Yeah.
guys did and everything, I love seeing that as a fan,
Yeah.
like growing with you guys. And then I was part of that rivalry.
Yeah.
I was in Sing, and then I went over to Backstreet, and then I was back to, like, I was going back
Oh,
and
you
forth.
crossed roads a couple times? I,
I
didn't know
would.
that. I
I
thought
would
you
cross
picked
roads.
one. Wow.
That is dangerous
I
territory.
know.
right there.
Wow.
I know, it wasn't good.
Right.
But I love
But
that
I
you're doing
always
this.
loved, because when Lou Pearlman, came up with Transcontinental, and he's a big old crook, but it was exciting because we thought it was going to be a new Motown, and so we thought
Right.
we would be able to work with all of these groups and have so much fun. But Instead, Lou kind of pitted us against each other,
Right.
Which again was fun, but I would have loved to have had that nice Motown feel.
You know, I think of like the Colonel with Elvis and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Was Lou kind of like that?
I mean, not as crazy as that, because
Right.
Lou was never like with us all the time.
Okay.
You know, he just kind of was the puppet master and
Right.
making these deals behind our back and stealing these people's money over here. But he was just so infectious in the way that you just loved him. He was your Uncle
Yeah.
Lou. He was so fun to be around, and he was just so supportive. But you had no idea that he had this kind of dark underbelly world.
So, and he's
going on.
passed a long time ago, right?
He did. He passed a few years ago.
So, for the people that don't know that story, just the 30-second recap of who Lou Pearlman was.
That's a very There's
It's
lots
longer
of
than
layers,
30
but
seconds,
yes,
right,
but
yeah.
when our part of Lou's story, he found out about the New Kids on the Block. He said he flew them on his private plane, which he ends up not having any planes. But anyway, he saw that there was $1 billion business. And he said,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to create a band like this. And that's when he created the Backstreet Boys. And then Chris was upset that he didn't even hear about this audition. And he went to school with Howie D. And he was like, well, I'm going to put a band together. And that's when he put us together and
Yeah.
went to Lou and said, well, will you fund us? And Lou said, sure. And so, Transcontinental Records was born.
You got to watch Lance's documentary.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so I will
the
watch
doc,
that.
The doc explains
It
it
tells
all.
it all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a really great scripted version of it coming
Okay.
out next year.
Really?
Oh.
And it's on a great platform. And the person who's going to play Lou is awesome. It is going to be so great. And he's going to win a Golden Globe
Oh my
and
gosh.
an Emmy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Have you let that part of your life go? So, I mean, when you look at like an album like No Strings Attached, clearly Lou Pearlman, there were a lot of strings attached.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been able to let that angst and that anger of your life go?
I have. Very cathartic doing the documentary.
Yeah.
I learned so much that I didn't know.
Because you lost a
about.
lot of money, probably. All you guys did, right?
Like, he took
Yeah.
all the money. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we made hardly anything with
God.
NSYNC. Yeah. But it was, I totally let that go.
Yeah.
I forgive. He's dead now. So, like, what else? I mean,
Right.
there's no bigger punishment than that, I guess, than just not being here anymore. So, I can't.
You're
I
good.
can't hold on to that anymore.
Right.
I
You've
learned.
got-
I lived.
You've got your husband, you've got the
That's right.
twins, you got 16 months old.
Yeah, it would have never led me to this
Yeah.
right here.
How did you guys meet?
We met at a birthday party in Palm Springs
Okay.
12 years ago.
12 years ago this week.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Happy anniversary.
Aw, cute.
That's cute. I love it. Right.
He didn't
And
even
did
give
you-
me flowers.
Did you realize there was like some kind of connection at first, or what happened?
Well, yeah, we met at a party briefly.
Right into the mic, real close.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm
He's new at this.
I'm far away.
That podcast is going
Your
well.
podcast- It's going
over here.
No, we met. We talked for like 15 minutes, and then I was
Yeah.
driving home from Palm Springs, and I Facebook poked him.
Facebook poked me.
Facebook poked. I didn't even know that was a phrase.
It was very suggestive. And then we just started talking. We were friends for like a month. We hung out every day, but I
Yeah.
was too shy to make a move on him,
Right.
and he didn't think I liked him. And then we did.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
You know, that's got to be so hard, though, because, when there's fame attached to one person in a relationship and you're coming into it, and it's
Yeah.
like people know who the guy is,
For sure.
You're probably afraid, like, is he thinking I'm just in it for the fame? Am I in it
Yes.
because I think he's worth millions and millions of dollars or something? How did you get past that?
You know what? We hung out like every day for a month, and
Yeah.
I wasn't really phased by all that,
Right.
honestly. And then we just became best friends first before we
And
started
you could
dating.
tell he was a Backstreet fan, so
Yeah.
Stop it.
And that too. So I
Stop.
was
Oh,
like,
that's
"Who are you?"
embarrassing,
Yeah.
huh?
I was like Meghan Markle. I'm like, I had to Google you.
I was Meghan Markle. I had to Google you.
I've never heard
Listen,
Never heard of
NSYNC.
I have to curtsy in front of the queen? What?
I don't want to get into the royals because I've got lots of thoughts on that. But I think both the princesses knew exactly what they were doing. That's all
I
I'm
have a little
saying.
feeling too.
One transfers to a different school to meet one. One's like, oh, I had no idea who you were. It's like, all right, yeah.
What's a prince?
By the way, I never would have left. I don't care. I would have stayed in that castle. I would have stayed in that life.
Oh,
Oh,
for
my
sure.
God. Put a Papillon on my lap and call it a day.
I know. If I ended up like hating them, I would just be right in front of them the whole time, taking
Yeah.
advantage of the whole situation.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Royal talk is fun. All right. So who's coming up in the podcast we can talk about? You got Danielle Fischel on there?
Danielle will be coming at
Okay.
some time. My ex-girlfriend. Is that going to really upset you, Turkey?
It was really doing
Yeah.
something to me.
Is that a pet name, by the way, Turkey?
Yeah, Turkey Turchin is what he was on my old radio show.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone has always called me Turkey. My last name's Turchin, and it just, I don't know, no matter where I go, people
Do you
just-
like it?
I'm unfazed by it.
That doesn't
Why
sound
not?
like a big affirmative. Yeah, I love being called
But we do
turkey.
this
Have a
segment called
turkey.
Ruffled Feathers with Turkey
Yeah.
because
Okay.
he likes to really, get his feathers ruffled. Like the last one was Hilaria Baldwin.
Oh God, yeah. I don't want to go back to that.
He really loves talking about Hilaria.
Just her fake accent. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? It's fake. I'm
So
sorry.
you guys, you don't hold back in this
No, we do
on
not.
the podcast? No,
we
you have
do
no
not.
fear of
I've been
anything.
hiding so much of myself my whole life. I don't.
You're
hide
out.
Anything
Everything is out.
anymore. Yeah,
Right.
I
Good
talk
for you.
too much, which is probably not a good thing, but
Yeah.
good for radio.
You did say with AJ, you guys were kind of talking about NSYNC Backstreet Boy tour in 2024.
Yeah.
And then you said something like, well, we know who we have to talk to or something along those lines.
Uh-huh.
Can I just say, as a fan,
Yes.
you don't need him. I
Well,
would
you know,
go.
that's
Right?
kind
We
of an
don't need
assault
Chris
against
Kirkpatrick?
him. Yeah, Chris Kirkpatrick, right.
That is
you-
so rude.
If it was just the four of you
You'd still
and
go.
Backstreet touring, my gosh, I would pay
Yeah.
whatever I needed to pay to be there in front row.
Same.
That would
Yes.
be fun. That would be fun.
Yes.
You know, but some guys in our group are very purists. So
Yeah.
they think, without all 5 guys, it just isn't in sync. So it would take a lot of convincing for sure.
So lame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do
it's
it.
tough because I get like reunion things for TV shows and stuff like that. I can get the one-offs and stuff, but a tour is a larger commitment. And how many kids does he have?
Which one?
JT?
He has 2.
He has 2?
Two.
Okay.
Is that, can I say that? Because I think I got in trouble by
Yes.
confirming the
Yeah,
second
we
kid.
all know that now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oops.
Wait, what happened? Did I miss that?
Oh,
What'd you
someone asked
do?
Me, they're like, "Oh, have you met Justin's? The new kid." I'm like, "Oh, not yet." Blah blah. Like basically confirming that he did have the second kid, and I didn't know that he hadn't.
They hadn't announced it yet.
announced it yet.
Oh, that still?
No, they
God,
have now.
wow.
No.
Wow, we've got a scoop
But it
here,
was.
people. Hang on.
But
You
the
got
kid was
baited
already
into
like
that.
4 months old. So I'm
Oh,
like, there's
okay.
And
no way that
everybody
this-
knew. It
Right.
was reported so many times.
You got in trouble for that?
Well, no, I mean not from Justin. Justin
Right.
didn't care, but I
He's
thought that I was gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, a stern
'Cause I
talking
hate.
to.
Yeah,
You don't
That's why
like
I
to
talk
mess
too
with other
much.
people's personal lives. If somebody hasn't done something, it's getting their
Exactly.
time and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. Well, listen, this was fun, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming in. It's great to see you again.
Definitely.
Should we do another round of Lance Bass pumps your gas?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, how fun was that? That was just right down the street.
Right,
Yeah.
it was right
Yeah.
here.
We did that a number of years ago. We had Lance at a gas station pumping gas. It was a low point in his life. There wasn't much going on, you know?
I didn't have much to do, so
Now with this massive iHeart contract, he's all set for life with this. Guys, thanks for coming in. Great to see you
thanks
both.
for having me, guys.
Thank you.